Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachanam Pangam Langayam Kripapadam Bande Shri Karoti Nakaram Paramanandam Madhvam Shri Chaitanya Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for the second session to understand the concepts of Gita. Thank you all for coming. Yet another day. Today we will discuss a wonderful topic. From Bhagavad Gita, the divine song of God. Today we are able to hear the concepts of Bhagavad Gita presented in such a nice and easy way. It's only because of one personality, that is A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Yeah. It is only because of his mercy that I am able to speak a few words from the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you all. So today's topic, it's related to karma, dealing with adverse situations. So before this, I want to recap as to what we learned last week. It's very important to recap. What happens is we start with the sessions and we forget what we learned, right? So can you tell me few things that we discussed last week? What are the important topics that we discussed last week? Very good. Soul and subtle body. How many bodies? How many bodies? Two bodies. Can you tell me what are the two bodies? Very good. And at the time of death, what happens? We leave the gross body and the soul moves with the subtle body. Very nice. Wonderful. And then we actually discussed about reincarnation, rebirth, near-death experiences, right? And thank you so much for that. Yeah. So today's topic is actually a very interesting topic. A lot of people have a lot of questions when it comes to karma. Karma is a topic that is a very difficult topic. Even when Arjuna wanted to know in Bhagavad Gita, he wanted to discuss about karma. Sri Krishna says it's actually very intrinsic and very difficult for you to understand, because there are very too many parameters when you actually talk about karma. There are too many things that come into play. Everything is so dynamic. So it's not very easy for you to understand. So based on Shastra, various Shastras, we have accumulated some data for you, some information and knowledge, so that it's easier for you to understand what is karma. Right? So let's start. Now in the world, you would have seen, some are born rich, some are born poor, some are born very strong, some are born very weak, some are born beautiful, but some are not so good looking. Some have a lot to eat. Some don't even get a drop of water. Some get the best of education. Some don't have basic needs as well. Some are very fair, some are very dark. Some stay in a mansion, while some stay in small huts. Some are born blind. Some are born physically challenged. Some are born intelligent. Some are born talented. Why so much diversity? We have this question, right? Always we have this question, why so much diversity? What is the basis of this diversity? We understand from scripture that Lord is all loving. Lord is all merciful. If Lord is all merciful, why someone is born poor? Why someone is born rich? Do we have this question? Sure, we all have this question, right? So today's session, it is for understanding how karma works. And when I tell you how karma works, one thing you have to understand, that the concept of karma is to know how our life is. It is not for judging someone else's life. Like we see a person outside, probably a beggar or someone who is not in a very good state. We can't tell that it's because of his karma that is there. You're showing a very hard heart. The concept of karma is for us to understand our life. The things that are happening in our life, we understand why it's happening. So some of the answers that you have in your life will be answered from this session today. Okay? And another, all this diversity that you see, is it just by chance? Just by chance? Lord just picks up someone, you go to the poor family, you go to the rich family, you become strong, you become weak. Does he do that? No. So today we'll understand how all this works. If God exists, this is a wonderful question. Everyone has this question. If God exists, then why there is so much suffering? Please come forward. Please come forward. Come, you can come a little more forward. What happens is as people come in, right? They'll keep telling you to come forward. So it's better you come forward right away. Yeah. So there is another question, that is, if God exists, then why there is so much suffering? Right? Valid question. Today's session will answer that. Another important question, this we always have, and this is where we actually doubt the existence of God. Why do bad things happen to good people? Right? And these are some of the answers, some of the questions that we'll address and get the answers for. Yeah? Are you all ready? Yeah? So I'll again request you all, so whatever we are speaking, right, please make notes. It's very important to make notes so that you can refer, right? And that is very important, right? And writing it down, typing it down, it's very important. Otherwise, we tend to forget things, right? Kali Yuga, we tend to forget things, right? Alpha Ayu, Manda Subanda, Matayo. This is the characteristic of Kali Yuga people. Alpha Ayu, very less Ayu, very less lifespan. Manda Sumanda, lazy, and easily we'll forget everything, right? So it's very important, right? So write it down. Okay. Karma. Can you tell me what karma is? Whatever your understanding is based on, what is karma? Does anyone know what is karma? We always hear karma. What is karma? Past deeds, okay. What deeds you have done in the past, okay. Fine. Result of your action, okay. Relating your present with your past. Relating your present with your past deeds. Very nice answers. Anything else? I think it may even be what I think. Maybe even what Prabhuji says, what he thinks, right? Very nice answers actually. It's all related to karma, right? So karma, the law of action and reaction. Who gave this? Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. Newton, right? Third law of Newton, right? Karma works in a similar way. Right? We'll dig deep and find out. It's a nice quote which says, karma has no menu. You get served what you? Mere saath ye kyun hua? Today you'll understand mere saath kyun hua. Right? So basic tenets of karma. Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. Responsibility comes when intelligence is developed. Human life is a junction. So these are some of the things that we will understand today, right? So every action has got equal and opposite reaction. Responsibility comes with evolved intelligence, and human life is a junction, right? So let's start. The different types of karma. Does anyone know what is different types of karma? Good karma and bad karma. Anyone wants to add anything else? Which one? Akarma as well. Very nice. Okay. Sakarma, Vikarma, and Akarma. Very good. Very good. So we'll actually we'll actually get into Bhagavad Gita itself. Right? You can repeat after me. Karmano hi api bodhavyam bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gate. Can someone read the translation, please?
The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction.
Yes. So here Krishna explains the intricacies of action. Karma actually means action. The literal meaning of karma is action, right? Another word that you can call karma is also good karma. We call sakarma, right? People address it as karma also, right? Karma, sakarma is all good action. So therefore one should know what action you should do, what forbidden action is, which is vikarma. That is forbidden action. And what inaction is. What is inaction? That is akarma. So there are three things. Karma or sukarma, sakarma. Then bad karma or vikarma. Then what inaction or akarma. So three kinds of karma. Everyone knows that? Another thing is that after the class, there is a quiz. Like always. Right? Prabhuji, can you arrange that goodies? 5 goodies. Thank you so much. So, shloka number, this is from the shloka number, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse number 17. So, good karma. Can you tell me what are some of the good karmas? Helping people, okay. Being kind, very nice. Compassionate, being compassionate, very nice. What else? Empathizing with others, yes, Prabhuji. Do not hurt others, do not think bad things to others. These are all good karma. Everyone agrees? Yes. Giving alms, feeding poor, right? Opening schools, hospitals. These are all considered as good karmic activities. Okay? And good karma leads to enjoyment. Every action has got a equal and opposite reaction, right? So whatever good you do, you have to enjoy the benefits, right? Is that clear? Bad karma or papa. Can you tell me a little few examples of what is bad karma? Violence, okay. Stealing, not fulfilling your duties, okay. What else? Selfish, okay. Jealous, hurting someone, yes. Murdering someone, right? Sorry, Prabhuji? Overindulging in what, Prabhuji? Okay, that is a little debatable, but okay, I'll take that. Intoxication, yes. Madhuri? Bad intentions, okay, I take that. Okay. So that is bad karma or papa. So let's actually look into Bhagavad Gita again. Right? Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, verse number 32. Okay? Etva etat abhishruyanto. Please repeat. Etva etat abhishruyanto. Nanu tishthanti me madam. Sarvagyana vimudham sthan. Vidhi nashtan achetasa. So can you someone read this, please? Right. Thank you so much. So, what is when we actually spoke about good karma? We were speaking about bad karma. See, one thing we have to understand, how do you derive what is good and what is bad? Can you tell me how do you derive what is good and what is bad? Because good and bad is a relative term. Okay. 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 Listening our inner voice. Okay. At times our inner voice can confuse us also, right? Can say the bad things also. Ask for us it may be right. See, for certain things what I do, for me which is good, may not be right for you. Certain things that you do may not be right for me. Right? Someone says, if I ask a drunkard, he'll say alcohol is the best thing. Should try. I may not agree. So it's relative, like I said, right? So how do you arrive at a benchmark or a foundation as to what is good and what is bad? Yes. So what happens is, now again, the point is, everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. Now, even if I say something, according to me, in my opinion, people will come up with opinions, and that is natural, right? In a society that we live, people will come with opinions. People will come with a lot of other questions as well. So the basis is scriptures, right? The basis is scriptures. So scriptures, just like I said, when you have a life manual, why do we call Bhagavad Gita the life manual? See, when I say life manual, when you buy any gadget also, for instance, I buy a phone. Now we know that we are not supposed to put the phone in the water. Now we have waterproof phones also. Earlier, I start fiddling with the phone. I don't know what to do. I set up certain things. I don't know. I drop it in the water. What happens to the phone? Manual is told the phone should not be dropped in water. The phone gets spoiled. I drop it in water. What happens? Phone gets spoiled. Just like that, we have a manual for body as well. Yantra Rodhani Mayaya. So for this body, how to handle or take care of what to do with this. The manual is Bhagavad Gita. So scriptures is the basis or the foundation, right? To understand what is good karma, what is bad karma, and what is akarma. Okay? So here it is said, those who out of envy disregard these teachings and do not follow them regularly. So this is talking about vikarma or bad karma, right? So good karma is something that you do based on scriptures, right? Good karma is something that you do that is mentioned in scriptures, and bad karma is something that you do completely against scriptures, right? So the basis is scriptures, right? Okay. Again, this is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse number 32. Okay. So some of the bad, as per Shastra, as per scriptures, some of the bad karma or bad which gets you papa is intoxication, meat eating, illicit sex, that is outside marriage, and gambling. Okay, these are the four. They also call it as, in ISKCON or any Vaishnava Sampradaya, we call it as 4 regulative principles that we need to follow. Right? So we have to suffer for the karmic reactions for these particular activities. Okay. Now we have a question called on activities without reaction. Akarma. I think someone had asked last time also akarma. Question on akarma. I don't remember. Was it you, Prabhu? Yeah. Yes. So akarma. So akarma, it says activities without reaction. See, when you do good karma or bad karma, you are bound to a reaction. Like I said, if you do good karma, you have to enjoy. And if you do bad karma, you have to suffer. So there is a bondage. Right? Again, you have to come into the samsara and the cycle of birth and death goes on. Right? Akarma is something which has no reaction. Ideally, Bhagavad Gita says that we should all do akarmic activities. Right? And that is very important. So akarmic activities will not get you any kind of reaction. right? And that is very important. Because what happens when you have reaction, then again you are tied to you have a bondage. And you are again tied to the samsara life cycle. This cycle of birth and death, right? So tell me one thing. We spoke about last week. We spoke about this body. What is it made up of? Panchamahabhuta, right? And whom does it belong to? Lord. Because Krishna says, um, chapter 7, verse number 4, Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu, Kammano Buddhi Evacha, Ahankara Itiyame, Bhinna Prakriti, Ashtada. Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu, earth, water, fire, ether, water, ether. These Pancha Mahabhutas actually belong to me. Now you may say one thing, Prabhuji, I made this laptop with my intelligence. Pancha Mahabhuta, I agree. But this laptop, I put together everything and with my intelligence I made this. With my laptop. Do you all agree? Krishna says, Kam mano buddhi evacha. Mano, mind, and intelligence are also his divine energies, his separated energies. So even if you use that, it belongs to Krishna. So what is the right way of actually using our body? What is the right way of using our body? Our right way of using our body is actually use it for the service of the Lord, to whom it belongs to. Just like there are workers who are building a building. There are construction workers who are building a building. They build the building that has got 4 floors. Each floor has got 2 bedrooms, right? And after the building is done, the workers decide, since I built it, first floor I'll take. The workers are telling, construction guys. Second floor person is saying, another worker is telling, second floor I'll take because I did major work in that. Is that right? No, the building was done. The contract was given by the owner. So it belongs to the owner. Yeah, that's simple to understand. Yeah. So everything belongs to him. It should be used for service of the Lord. Right? Why do we eat prasadam? Do you know why we eat prasadam? We say we offer Krishna prasadam. Right? So it is said that even while you're eating vegetarian food or whatever food, right? Ultimately everything belongs to Lord. So we have to use it in the service of the Lord. Otherwise, what happens is again we are getting karmic reactions. Right? So what we do? In order to do akarmic activities, which is prescribed in the scriptures, what we do? We prepare the foodstuff and offer it as bhoga to the Lord. And when we offer that bhoga to the Lord, He takes out all the reactions from the actions that we have done. And then we eat the remnants, which is called Krishna Prasad. Right? After the session, we all eat that. Right? So it is prepared in a mood that the Krishna Prasad is actually prepared in the mood that we are offering it to the Lord. And once Lord has it, we actually take it as remnants of the Lord. And that is called Prasad. And when we honor the Prasad. Yeah? Is that clear? Akarma? Yeah. Akarma is an activity where we actually keep Lord as the center while we are doing anything, and then we do those actions. Right? This is just to ensure that we don't get any kind of karmic reactions. Right? So keep all this in mind, okay? For now. No, any action. Any action. Right? Because not just food, there are so many activities that we do on a daily basis. Right? So one of the important thing is that we should have Lord always, remember Lord always. I'll come to that, why we should remember that. Right? So this is a shloka from Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, verse number 31. Ye me matam idam nityam anutishtanti manava Shraddhavanto na shuyanto muchyante tebi karma bihi. Can someone read, please?
Those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and follow the teaching faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of stupid acts.
Yes. So this is actually a shloka related to akarma. Right? See, Lord is also very merciful and compassionate. He also doesn't want any of us to be stuck in the cycle of birth and death. So he provides us options. Right? Please do these activities. If you do these activities, it's easier for you. And that's very important. Right? And one of the reasons, because Lord is very compassionate and merciful, He actually provides those options to us. Right? It totally depends on us how we take it as. Right? So this is a shloka for akarma. Right? How can we do akarma? By following the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Like I mentioned, anything that you do, be it good karma or bad karma, the basis is the scriptures. Right? And even when it comes to akarma, the basis is scriptures. Right? So, like I said, we might have many notions as to how we do things. Some of them may be concocted, some of them may be mental concoction as well, mental speculation as well, right? Because we have been in this material world, it's very easy for us to get influenced by people, right? And that's one of the reasons that scriptures are given the basis, right? Scriptures are something that is called apaurushiya. It is not written by a human being, right? It was written by whom? Compiled and written by whom? Vedavyasji. Vedavyasji is the literary incarnation of Krishna. Right? That's why it's called apaurushiya. Right? It is not contaminated by the things that are there in the material plane. Right? And that's why scriptures are given basis, scriptures are given so much importance. Right? I think we had this question last time. Good and bad karma, is it applicable to animals also? Applicable. Is it? A lion killing a deer. Is it applicable? Come make up your mind. No? Yes? For whom?
That's what he has designed from the God.
He has been designed. Like you said, the word is he has been designed. So, but is it applicable for the particular soul? Right? So, animals, can you tell me what we discussed this last time? What are the 4 things that the animals do? Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Anything that the animals do are in these 4 activities only. If I put a lion in a room and fill it with grass, the lion may eat sometimes, I don't know, but he'll probably starve himself to death. Similarly, if I put a cow in a room filled with flesh, cow will starve herself to death. Right? Is that right? So one way to understand this is because they are designed in that particular way. See, animals are already in the karmic cycle. Right? They are facing that karmic cycle because of certain activities in the past. And as they evolve, they come up to the human stage. Right? So, lion killing a deer is his nature. Yeah? They work on instincts and they are designed in a certain way. But how are we different? Buddhi. See, even animals have intelligence. Animals have intelligence. But the intelligence again is used on the 4 basic activities that I told, which is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Just like a cat. If you have kept milk in the house, when everybody is sleeping, the cat walks very slowly. It's very intelligent. It doesn't want to wake up the owners. Goes into the kitchen, right, and drinks away all the milk. Right, finishes the milk. Right, it is an intelligent creature, but it's using the intelligence for the 4 activities only that is mentioned. But when it comes to human beings, we say we are evolved creatures, we have evolved intelligence. Many of us actually use this intelligence in these 4 activities only. If you see, most of our time is actually in these activities only, right? But in human beings have intelligence to actually, this is very easy for you to understand if you take this acronym ABCD. Ask questions about absolute truth. That is A. B. Bliss. We always look for bliss, happiness. C. C is we have a choice. We have a choice. And D. D is we can have determination as well. If we have made up our mind, we can determine ourselves and go according to that particular. We have to do that, right? So these are A, B, C, D. How we are actually differentiated from animals. First is ask questions related to the samsara, right? Ask questions, existential questions that we need to ask. Why am I here? Why am I suffering? Who is God? What is my relationship with God? These are the questions that we ask. And with bliss, we constantly look for bliss. We constantly look for happiness. C, we have a choice. Right? And D is determination. Okay? Easy to understand?
Okay. The animal growth can never
No. It can. We'll come to that. Of course, everyone evolves. Everyone has been given an opportunity. No. So they have a karmic cycle in terms of animal. See, animals are also in various different consciousness levels. Right? If you read the Shastras, there are consciousness levels of animals also. Like for instance, the carnivorous animal comes under the mode of passion or rajasic. Or cow or some other animal comes in the mode of goodness. So some of the animals move from the mode of tamas to rajasic to the mode of goodness, and once they mode of goodness, they move to an human form. Again, there are modes, different modes that is mentioned in animals as well. Right? We'll come to that. That's a little more intricate topic as well. So, yes, Prabhu. Can you write down the questions so that we don't interrupt? You can write down the questions. I'll answer. Okay. So, human life is a junction. Like I mentioned, human life is a junction because what is a junction actually? What is a junction? Intersection where we have different choices when it comes. 4 roads, for example. Right? I'm at a junction, I can take any road that I want. Right? So human life is a junction. Human life is a junction because we can decide if we want to upgrade ourselves or we want to degrade ourselves by the activities that we do. So human life is a junction. Durlabha Manava Janma. This is the human life is Durlabha, very rare. But we take it very cheaply. Why we take it cheaply? In our daily life, we see human beings every now and then. Our family is human being. The people we meet are human beings. Right? People we see are human beings. People we interact with are human beings. So familiarity. When we have so much familiarity, what happens is we take it very cheaply. Right? But the Shastra says, Durlabha Manava Janma. So we need to use this Manava Janma in the right way. That is very important. Next shloka. We'll start. Can you someone read the, because just taking the time constraint. Can someone read the translation, please?
As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and new.
Yes. So last time we understood, we dissected a shloka. Dehinosmi natha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatrano oyati. What is the Dehinosmi yata dehe? Kaumaram yauvanam jara. Youthhood, boyhood, youthhood and old age. The soul passes. And similarly at the time of death, the soul passes from that body to another body. So here Krishna says the soul gives up the old body, just like today my kurta is torn. Right? So my kurta is torn, I go to a mall and buy another kurta. Right? Now, the question to you all, when I go to a mall, I find certain kurtas or whatever, jeans or whatever, because my clothes are torn. And I select few kurtas, few jeans and few t-shirts for myself. On what basis can I buy that? What decides if I can buy that? No, size, quality, everything is selected. It's fitting me perfect. I'm looking very nice in it. Budget, okay. What is it? Money? Credit? Yes. Whatever is there in me, it decides if I can buy that or not. Right? That is what will decide if I can buy that particular clothes. For instance, we are getting there. Similarly, we have to understand what are the different kinds of bodies that is available for us. Right? When you go into a mall, you have various kinds of dresses that is available. Matajis have more, I think. Right? You have various kinds of dresses that is available. So one of the things that is decides if you can buy those dresses is the money, the credit that you have. The credits that you have will decide if you can buy that. Similarly, we can ask questions, what are the kinds of different bodies that is available for us to choose from. So let's look into Vishnu Puran. Vishnu Puran says, Jalaja Navalakshani Sthavara Laksha Vimshati Karmayoruda Sankyaya Pakshinam Dasha Lakshanam Trimshal Lakshani Pashavah Chatur Lakshani Manusha. So, Vishnu Puran actually gives this a breakup of 84 lakh species that is available, or 8.4 million species that is available. First says there are 900,000 species, living beings or aquatics in the water. Then there is Thavara Lakshuvimshati. What is Thavara? Thavara means which is still, can't move. That is plants and trees. That is called Sthavara. How many Sthavaras are there? 20 lakh. Non-moving living entities. Right? Thavara. There are also 11 lakh species of insects and reptiles that is available. And there are 10 lakh species of Pakshina. That is birds. So as far as quadrupeds, what is quadrupeds? Four-legged animals. How many are there available? 30 lakh varieties are available. And there are 4 lakh human species also available. I may have a question. 4 lakh human species? Really? How do we actually come into this conclusion we have 4 lakh human species available? Is it based on hairstyle? Is it based on beard? No. Actually, it's based on the level of consciousness. From the top 14 planetary system that we have, starting from Brahmaloka, right, to Patal Loka, there are different consciousness level of Jivatmas. Brahmaji is the one with the topmost consciousness. Brahmaji, though a Jivatma, he is one with the topmost consciousness. So as we go down the lokas, there are different levels of people or consciousness that is available. And that is called the 400,000 species of human beings or Jivatma that is available. Okay? So you understand? It's based on the level of consciousness. Even in the earthly planet itself, there are different levels of consciousness. Even in this room also, I can say that not most of us are in the same level, right? Everyone is in different level. If you go into a tribal world, the people are in a different level of consciousness, right? So the level of consciousness is actually different. And that is differentiated. That is called the 400,000 species of human life. Is that clear? Okay. So this is from Vishnu Puran, okay? And this is called 84 lakh species of life or 8.4 million species of life, right? These are species, not the population. Hope that is understood, right? Actually, in scientific this thing also, they say that it's little more than when they have made a discovery. They say that it's little more than 8 million species that we have. But I think what is documented is little more than 1 million, if I'm not wrong. Right? They are still finding out so many. In the aquatics itself, there are so many, right? So they are still finding out. Please come forward. So let's look into this particular shloka. This is a very important shloka from the chapter 8, verse number 6. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tadante ante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Can someone read, please? O son of Kunti. Yes. So Krishna says in chapter 8, verse number 6, whatever state of mind that you quit your body, that state you will attain. That nature you will attain. Right? So if you see, even when we have some deep impressions in our mind, in our childhood also, from till today, we will not be able to remember everything that happened in our childhood. Can we? Not everything. There are some things that we remember because that has impacted or made an impression in your mind. Like a teacher who has hit me very badly. I still remember her. Because that affected me at that point of time. So there are deep impressions. Right? And those are the things that you will remember. Yes? And that's very important. So these are the thoughts. So what happens at the time of death? At the time of death, it is said that there are flashes that come in front of your eyes. And these flashes are something that has made deep impressions in your life. Right? Deep impressions in your life. And that is the state. For instance, I am someone who's very materialistic, for instance. For a materialistic person, I've been always thinking about making money. I'm always thinking about my property. I'm always worried. After my death, who will take away my property? Right? Right? So this is the constant worry that I have. And throughout my life, I've been only worrying about that. At the time of death, what is the kind of thought I'll have? I will still think about that only. Because that has made deep impression. That was the thing that I've been thinking most. So that is the kind of nature that will attain. Now, there is one more shloka which says, our actions determine our next body. And here it is said, whatever we think at the time of death will determine our body. Is there a contradiction? Uh-huh. One way that is correct, Mataji. One way that is correct. For instance, I'm just giving a very something very easy for us to understand. I'm very fond of eating meat. Okay, very fond of eating meat. So I eat meat, right? And still, because of this body, I can eat only so much. But at the same time, I want to become rich also. I'm always thinking. Still, I'm thinking about my money. I'm eating meat. I love food. I eat meat. So the action. What is the action here? There is one separate action also, which is, I'm just giving a very basic example so that it's easy for us to understand. It's a little complicated as well. So what happens at this particular stage? See,
constantly looking at earning money, but there is one single part of you wanting to increase that probably you're not doing that might.
okay, I'll give you another example. My activities are so bad that my next body should be, I think I spoke about this in the last class. My karmic activities were so bad that the body next decided based on the karmic activities is a cockroach. Right? But at the time of death, since I've been so eager and worried only about my property, the last thing that I think about is my mansion or is the big house that I have. What will happen to my next life? Cockroach in a mansion. So Krishna actually fulfills the desire. Right? You can write it down. So,
that which are so somebody, for example, somebody body is in such a stillness, there are no news, thoughts,
Hmm.
even the vichar itself may determine.
Yes, yes,
He
yes.
cannot do any physical action
Yes.
because there is no limb, he cannot talk or see also. But still, he is able to think.
Yes, yes, yes. Certainly, certainly. And of course, everyone has some kind of actions they do. Krishna also says that you can't, even since you have taken birth, there are actions that you will take. Nobody can sit idle. Kuch to karoge, he says, right? You have to do some kind of action. So there is action. When there is action, there will be a reaction as well, right? Now, another question that we have: do we get karmic reaction in the same life? Not necessary. Sure.
कर्म भला होगा भी, होता है कर्म।
Yeah.
Instant कर्म।
Good, good. So there are some which gets instant karma, right? There are some which is delayed karma, right? For instance, I'll give you an example. When you put a mustard seed, when does the seed sprout? Sprouts immediately actually. One night, next day, yeah, 24 hours, 48 hours, sprouts. When you actually put a mango seed, what happens? It will take time. So some of the activities and some of the reactions actually are instant, while some of the reactions are actually will take time, right? And that's when people say a lot of things that though there are people who go unpunished for activities that they have done, right? Maybe the law wasn't that very strong at that point of time, and that particular person escapes, right? But in the law of karma, nobody escapes, right? Whatever actions that you have done, if not for this particular life, you will actually get it in next life or whatever life based on the karmic activities. Like I said, the seed fructifying will take time. It depends on the activity that we have done. For example, past life of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra, after the war, right? He asked our Bhagwan that why did I have to go through so much suffering? Right? He asked that why did I have to see all my 100 kids die right in front of me? Lord, what did I do so wrong? See, Dhritarashtra also had the power to actually look back into past 2 or 3 lives of his. So he said to Krishna, Krishna, I have no past 2, 3 lives, I have not done any bad activity. For me to actually face something so bad. So what is it? So Krishna is Trikaldarshi. So he just doesn't know your 3 lifetime. He knows from the time you are coming to this material world. So he says, 50 lifetimes ago, you were a hunter, right? And when you were a hunter, you were actually trying to shoot a pigeon or some bird, right? Which had made a nest on a tree. And when you shot, the pigeon flew away or the bird flew away. And you were so frustrated, you actually climbed the tree, destroyed the nest, broke all the eggs. And when that happened, and when the bird came back, it was lamenting, it was so sad, right? Because it's kids, right? It was so sad. And that is the kind of, that is the suffering that you had to face in this lifetime. So Dhritarashtra asked another question. Prabhu, if that is the thing, you should have given me next birth, right? Right? Next birth you should have given. So Krishna says, to accumulate punya credits to get 100 sons, you needed so many lifetimes. Right? So everything, so karma, that's one of the reasons that Krishna says karma is so intricate, it's not easy. That's one of the reasons karma is not been explained in deep manner as well. Because there are so many parameters that come into play. Everything is so dynamic. And it's not very easy for us to understand. Right? And that is, you had to gather so much punya, and then the karma blast happens. For us, in our life, everything is going on really well as of now. Right? At least we are in a very good state of mind. We are here listening to Bhagavad Gita, having darshan of the Lord. We are chanting few verses from Bhagavad Gita. Right? So we are all in a very good state of mind. But we never know when the karma blast from our past may happen. Can we tell? Just like Dhritarashtra. Just like Dhritarashtra. Karma blast can happen any moment of time. There are people who are so fine, and I've heard about people who are so fine in their life. At a certain point of time, they have a small accident, and everything is paralyzed. They are paralyzed for life. Everyone knows Michael Schumacher, right? I was speaking of Michael Schumacher yesterday in one of the class. Michael Schumacher is a known F1 racer. Yeah, I used to be a big fan of his. Right? At the peak of his career, he was so famous, he was so rich. What happened? One small skiing accident. Michael Schumacher is bedridden. Right? And that's how it works. That's how it works. So karma, so we should be very careful about the actions that we do in our life. Right? Everything, because that is the reason we have got evolved intelligence. We have a choice choice that we can make in every action that we do. We can consult people. The thing is, we don't consult people. Why do we don't consult people? Because we have ego, pride. When you have ego and pride, that comes, and then we don't consult people. Then you want to challenge them. See, when you take ourselves as someone who is very open-minded, who wants to learn, then it's easy for you to learn. And that's the way you should be. And that's when you are in that state of mind, when someone explains something from Shastras also, it's very easy for you to absorb. Then you become the patra that you can take. If the patra is flat, just like you have, the patra is flat, like you have pride and ego, whatever knowledge or information that you get, will get spilled. But if you are a patra which can hold on, which understands, there are certain things I don't understand. And it's okay to say that. There is nothing wrong to say that I don't understand certain things. These are things that is new to me. Because that is the way to learn. That is the way to learn. Right? And that is very important. Right? So always consult someone. Always consult a guru, a mentor. And that is very important. Always a second eye opinion is always something that we say, just like when you are kids also, right? Sometimes our decisions may not be right. So that's why we say consult your parents. Right? And that is very important. So the thing that holds us back is our ego. The thing that holds us back is our pride, that we don't go and consult. Right? But when we actually get answers from that particular person, who is it benefiting? It's benefiting you, not the person who is saying. Okay? Is everything fixed in life? No? No? Sure? What is fixed then?
Start point, end point.
Start point, end point, okay. Then what else? What else? Huh? We have choices, yes. But there are certain things that is fixed. What, Prabhuji?
Only remember what we are doing. Or the past.
Debatable again.
What the result of past conversation.
The result of past karma, okay. Parents, kids, yes. That is also fixed, yes. What else? See, Janma Mrityu is fixed. The success and failure is also fixed. Your yash, how famous you will be, how infamous you will be, is also fixed. There is only one thing that is not fixed. What is that? Your bhakti is not fixed. Your bhakti is not fixed. See, you are all here. See, you are all here because of certain pious things that you have done in your past. Please don't take this coming to a Gita class, attending a satsang as very cheap thing in your life. Right? It is not something that is very cheap. We have got so many people who came to our Janmashtami. Almost 10,000 people came to Janmashtami. Out of that, 500 people registered for Gita course. How many do we have here now? 120? Right? See, this is something. See, Lord actually gives us a lot of chances in our life. Right? To get associated with devotees, to get associated with the scriptures. Now it totally depends on us how we want to take it forward. Right? Like this, we would have probably heard a lot of satsangas in our previous life also. We probably heard 1 or 2 or 3 sessions and then we left. Where you left, you start off. Right? So this life, human life, is a junction, like I said. It is for us to make a choice if we want to upgrade our life or degrade our life. It's a choice that we need to make. I'm so happy that you all have come, because I keep telling this, on a Sunday you have so many activities that you do, because as family and so many activities in terms of work also. Sunday, hopefully, I'm hoping that nobody has to work. But you still chose to actually come and listen to Bhagavad Gita. Right? You have to understand there is some kind of punya that you have done, some kind of sukriti that is there, and some kind of prayer that is there from some of the devotees who have been calling you also. Please don't take that as cheaply as well. Because the devotees who are calling you, they are also working like you all. They are just doing it as seva. Right? Because what they experience in their life after understanding Bhagavad Gita, after implementing Bhagavad Gita, is that they want you all to also experience that. And that is called a selfless seva. Nobody gets paid here. Nobody gets paid here. I don't get paid to give a lecture. Nobody gets it. It's done as a seva. Right? So it's very important to actually not take anything cheaply and have gratitude for this. Yeah? That is very important. So why do bad things happen to good people? This is one of the biggest questions actually a lot of people have. Right? He has done so many good things in his life. Why did God do this to him? Right? This is one of the big questions that we have. I'll give you a small example for us to better understand. For instance, there is a farmer. Yeah? And the farmer has been farming paddy field. Okay? And he has been farming paddy field in this 2024. He had a very bad crop. So the grains were not very good. So he accumulated the grains in there's something called a silo. He accumulated the grains from the top, the inlet you see, right? He accumulated the grains. This is bad grains, 2024. 2025, he again started farming. This time grains were really good. Really good. And his son saw that. Grains are amazing this time. So his father filled the grain inlet again. And what happened? When the son opened the grain outlet, what is the first thing that came out? Bad grains. But he has done only good things for the person, the kid. For him, he has seen his dad working in 2025. He worked so nicely and only good things were there. He should only get good things. Why is he getting bad things? So that is the question that we have in our mind as well. For a person, we see a person who has done good things in his life, who's been doing good things in his life. And when something bad happens, the way to understand from this particular analogy is that probably something bad he has done in his past life. See, again, you have to understand this very clearly. The concept of karma is not to judge others, like I mentioned. It is to judge our life. We should not become heartless when someone is suffering. We should not say it's because of his karma is suffering. That is not our thing to understand karma. That is not the right way to understand karma. The way to understand karma is actually to understand what is really happening in our life and why is it happening in my life. If I'm going through certain kind of suffering, for us by learning karma, it is for us to understand there are certain things I would have done in the past. I would have probably hurt someone. And that is one of the reactions that I'm facing right now. Karma is not a concept for us to judge someone else's life. As human beings, we are supposed to be compassionate. We are supposed to be merciful. Right? We talk about humanity so much. We see so less of humanity. Right? So this is the right way to understand karma. It is not to judge someone else's life. It is to actually understand what is happening in our life. Right? Is that clear? Yeah. Nothing happens by chance. Nothing happens by chance. Everyone says luck. Luck se mil gaya. There's nothing called luck. Right? Nothing happens by chance. Right? If you have done something good, it will come to you in a certain way. Right? You can't expect it to come in the way that you want it to come. Or the timelines that you want it to come. That's not the way it works. Like I mentioned, just like a mustard seed, it sprouts immediately, and the mango seed will take its own time. Similarly, the activities that we do, good or bad, will fructify at a certain point of time based on the activities that we have done. Right? Good karma and bad karma, does it nullify each other? Tell me. I've done 7 good karmas and 4 bad karmas. What is the result? 7 good karmas I've done, okay, and 4 bad karmas I've done. So what do I get? 11 good karmas and bad. Okay, 7. Okay, fine. Okay, I'll take that, Mataji. Anyone else has got any other answer? Separately for both the karmas. Everyone agrees to that? Yes? Yes. You will get benefit for your 7 good karmas, and whatever bad things you have done, you have to suffer for that. Yeah? So there are people who think that if I do certain good karmas, cravings will come. Yes, yes. So now these concepts are very easy for us to understand, right? So this is clear, right? The karma mathematics. It's little different from what we learn, the mathematics that we have learned. So ignorance of law is not an excuse. Someone could say, Tauji, ye to mere ko pata hi nahi tha. I'm not supposed to do this. It's not an excuse. Just for understanding, just for instance, I drive very fast in a particular road, and I say, and the traffic cop actually catches me, says you're overspeeding, right? You're driving at 100. So I can say, I didn't know. Will you leave me? He'll cut a challan, right? He'll cut a challan and I have to pay. Right? Principles of hygiene. Just like we eat outside food sometimes, which is not hygienic, right? And a lot of people have told us it's not hygienic. We still eat, right? What happens? We'll have to face the consequences, right? Child is someone who's ignorant. Puts hand in the fire. Will fire be okay? Hey, बच्चा है, इसको तो मैं नहीं जलाऊंगा. Right? Does that happen? No. Right? So you have to. The human life is for us to actually understand. Right? It's not given for us to actually. See, what happens is we get so entangled in our daily life that we actually really forget as to what this human life is meant for. Right? While we actually do our daily activities, it is important to do the daily activities, but with that, spiritual activity is equally important. Now, how we do spiritual activity is just like a feast. You are given a feast. There is a lot of rice, there is roti, there is sabji, there is dal, and spiritual activity is just like pickle. Side mein hai. That's how it is. And that's not the way it should be. Right? Spiritual activity should be given importance, because you understand human life is a junction. Every action actually is binding us, right? So it's very important. So ignorance of truth will lead to sinful activity, and that will lead to suffering, right? So just like a company actually hires the intelligent people and then trains them. Similarly, God has also given us intelligence, right? With that intelligence, He has also made arrangements for us to actually read the scriptures and equip ourselves, right? We have been given intelligence. There are devotees who have called you. There are devotees who have called you and asked you to come and attend this session. And I'm here also and talking about Bhagavad Gita. I'm also requesting you all to start reading Bhagavad Gita, right? See, it's very important. One more thing I want to request you all. While we are actually discussing the concepts of Bhagavad Gita, it is also important that you start reading Bhagavad Gita. If you only depend on me every Sunday, Prabhuji aayenge, Prabhuji kuch bolenge. See, there should be some kind of endeavor from your end also. Right? What is the popular saying? God helps themselves who? Yeah. God helps them who helps themselves. Right? Is that the saying? Yeah. So it's very important for us to actually endeavor as well. So when you actually start reading scriptures, I'll tell you one of the good things. So when we were actually part of Gita course, We were also told to do the same thing. Right? So when we actually start reading Bhagavad Gita, we actually will have better questions. We'll have better questions. We'll have more understanding also. And these things that I speak about will be more relatable also for you. Right? So it's very important we also start reading. And reading Bhagavad Gita is only auspicious. Because these are the words that are coming out of from the Lord's mouth itself. Just like you take bath in Ganga to wash away your sins. Like that. It's similar to that because these are the nectarian words, the Ganga-like words that are coming out of Lord's mouth. Maline mochanam pumsam jalasnana dine dine sakrit gritamita snanam samsaram malanashanam. Just like you take bath on a daily basis to clean the dirt in our body, to clean the material effects or dirt in the material world, sakrit gitamrita snanam. Just start taking bath in the verses of Gita. And that is the effect that it will have. See, the Gita, why you read Gita is not for us to get intelligent and beat people in debates. That is not the reason why we read Gita. Gita is to be read for transformation. It should transform your heart. And that's the way, that is why we have Gita. Of course, it gives you intelligence and gives you knowledge, but ultimately it will transform your heart. It will make you a better human being. And that is what is required. And that is the ultimate goal of Bhagavad Gita. Right? So please start reading Bhagavad Gita. It is very important. We have Bhagavad Gita here. So whatever language that you want, you can actually purchase as well. And we also have japa beads and japa bags. Like I said, mantra meditation is very important in this Kali Yuga. Kalo tad hari kirtana. Kali Yuga, Naam Jap is the most important thing. Whatever you attained in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, the modes of spiritual activity, be it meditation, be it yagna, be it elaborate deity worship, that is attained. The similar destination is attained when you actually do Hari Kirtana. There it is, Kalo Tad Hari Kirtana. So it is very important. So that's why again Bhagavatam, it is so nicely said. Sukdev Goswami says, Kale dosha nidhe rajan eko asti mahaguna. Kirtanat eva krishnasya mukta sangha param vraje. See, Kali Yuga has got so many bad things. Kale dosha nidhe, only doshas in Kali Yuga. But there is one, eko asti mahaguna. That is Kirtanat eva krishnasya. With the kirtan of Krishna, with the chanting of the holy names of Krishna and Radharani, we can actually get rid of this material entanglement. So it is that powerful. So when you are actually chanting the holy names of the Lord, chant with a lot of faith. It is said in Shastras, when you are actually chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna is actually dancing on the lotus lips, on our lips. Not yet lotus lips. Right? So, and that's very important. Because Krishna and his name is non-different. Because he is the absolute truth. So Krishna and his name are non-different. Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, Bhagavatam. It is all the same. So Krishna, when he wants to take avatar as a stone, he comes as the form of Archa Vigraha. Krishna, when he wants to take the avatar as wood, he comes as Jagannath. Krishna, when he wants to take avatar as books, he comes as Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So, Abhinatvam Namanamino. There is no difference between the name of Krishna and Krishna himself. So, that is the kind of faith that you need to have. And with that faith, when you chant, you tell me the results. I'll give you a 1 month challenge. Every day chant 1 round. And then come to me after 1 month and tell me your experience. Right? Human life being endowed with higher intelligence provides us an opportunity to become free from ignorance. Can we modify our past reactions? No? Oh, why are we chanting then? That means Lord is not powerful. Can we modify? We can certainly modify. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says. Can someone read the translation, please? Yes, thank you so much. So, people will have simple reaction because whatever you have done in the past, prarabdha karma, we have to face certain reactions. But while we start doing devotional service, right, the reactions actually gets reduced. If you have reached a certain state of mind, the reaction also nullifies as well. That is the power of the Nam Jap of Krishna. That is the power of devotional service. There are certain things that we have already prarabdha karma, which is already fructified. So for some of them, we have to go through that because already prarabdha karma. There is already bijam kutam. It has come out. It's already fructified. So for that, we have to take sufferings. Since you start devotional service, there is no more karma that is come out, that is made. That is called akarmic activity. Right? Is that clear? So dealing with adverse situation in life, accept the fact that I have done it and I have to face it. This is for our understanding. Why things happen to me? Why am I suffering right now? Right? Like I said, karma is not used for judging someone else. Karma is actually used for understanding our life. With every suffering, the burden of sin reduces because you are actually finishing the karmic reaction. So the burden of sin reduces. We need to go deeper in spiritual life. So, with this, I would like to pause and take a few questions. I'll take 3 or 4 questions because I need to speak about Radhashtami also. But if you have questions, write it down. During Prasadam, I'll get it answered as well. Okay? So, yes. Prabhuji, mics to people. Krishna. Hare Krishna.
We just talked about 2.5 emotional services can include the reactions.
Yes.
But will that not be an akarma anymore because now you're thinking of doing devotion, but you want to get rid of those bad reactions, right? So it's not really akarma anymore. It is contradictory to what we just done. Akarma actually without any actions.
Yes. So I didn't understand the questions.
If you're doing a devotional service with the
Right.
intention of getting rid of bad reactions,
Right.
then it is not really adharma anymore because you have something in your mind.
Right. So this is just for understanding at the basic level. Devotional service. What is devotional service? Devotional service is something that is very selfless, and that is very without any intentions. And this is byproduct probably, right? Whatever karmic reactions that we face or we want to nullify, it's actually a byproduct. Devotees actually don't think about this. They completely surrender themselves to the Lord. And when they surrender themselves to Lord, they know that Lord will take care of it. And that's the way actually we do it. So devotional service is a much higher level concept. When you talk about bhakti, people take bhakti very cheaply. A lot of people say, I believe in Krishna. A lot of people won't say, I believe in Krishna's teachings. Krishna Bhakt hu main. But do you know what Krishna Bhakti means? Right? There are so, because if you want to serve the Lord, we can't serve based on what we want. We have to serve based on what Shastras say, what Krishna says. That is the right way of serving. That is very important. Just like if you're calling me, I give this example every now and then. If you're calling me for lunch at home, and since you like Karela, for instance, you make all the preparations in Karela. And when I come to your house, you give me Karela ka sabji, Karela ka juice, and whatever. Prabhuji, have. Do you think that will make you happy? Or any guest for that matter. So, how do you serve the guest? By understanding what the guest likes. Right? And when you serve them, that's when they are pleased. So, similarly, bhakti means serving Lord with love and with the motivation, with the intention that we have to please the Lord. That is bhakti. So, bhakti is a very higher state of self. Right? When you're talking about akarma are the activities that we do on a daily life, daily activities. But we actually try and deviate from akarma to bhakti only. We try and take everything back to bhakti, even while preparing food, which is an activity that we do. But we bring in bhakti. Why? Because there is love that is involved. When there is love involved, there is bhakti. Yeah? Hare Krishna.
My
My question is, you mentioned elements of like the road that
Hmm.
but then if you're born into those places, how can you again raise ourselves and then come to the human space?
Right, right. So in Shastra, it is said, like I said, Prabhuji, there are three different gunas. There is tamasic guna, there is rajasic guna, and there is sattvic guna. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. Even our human body, human life, we are also under certain gunas. What, no, for instance, for a person might not be just completely inside. For human beings, not a person completely inside ignorance. He'll have certain percentage of ignorance, certain percentage of passion, certain percentage of goodness. When it comes to animals, they are actually bifurcated in these gunas. So, for instance, I'm just giving you a little understanding as to how it works. For instance, you're born as a tiger. This is just for understanding. Don't take it in a very literal way. So tiger's life goes, and the tiger is in the mode of passion, right? Tiger is the mode of passion, and when tiger moves after the tiger's life, it goes into the mode of maybe another passionate animal, or maybe in the mode of goodness, right? Mode of goodness, there are various other animals like a deer, or in mode of passion also there are monkeys, and all those things come under mode of passion. And from the mode of passion, when you move to mode of goodness, you take a certain other form of life, animal life. Once you learn a certain form of animal life, then you have upgradation to human form of life. That's how it goes. Yeah. But if there are certain people, certain stories in Bhagavatam also where because of Lord's mercy you get human life very immediately also. Yeah, but that is, like I said, there was this question last time also, but that requires special mercy. That requires special mercy.
Yeah, actually, you mentioned that we can modify our previous karmas, right? Reaction to our previous karma. Then on the another slide, you mentioned 7 minus 4